everybody. Good evening. Good evening. We are back in this shit again. You know how we do. This is Ringside's Nocturnal, and I'm joined with my cousin Mickey Royale. We up in this piece again. Y'all know who it is. This is Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And we gonna get it in. I'm here with my fam, and today we about to chop it up real one time. We talking about misters and mistresses. We going in. Now the description. Now y'all saw what I wrote on social media. Of course, this topic was inspired by the bullshit that Derrick Jaxn is going through. However, we're not going to spend all the show talking about Derrick Jaxn because I think everybody has given their thoughts and opinions. For the last 72 hours as far as what they think about what my man DJ has gone through, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. They talking about Derrick Jaxn, they talking about him doing the videos in the car, they talking about the mistress, talking about his wife's bonnet. Y'all going in, y'all not y'all keeping y'all foot on his neck real time, man. Oh, look who it is. We got the beautiful
look, you guys. Shit.
How you doing, Miss Cheyenne?
This is my bedtime, so you guys just bear with me. I'm here with you guys.
Okay.
Man, being on heavy meds, it's my bedtime. But let's do this.
Yeah, we talk about mistresses, my man. We're inspired by the topic itself. It's way bigger than Derrick Jaxn. We're talking about mistresses. We're talking about what is in a marriage. What is the glamour? What is the draw? What is the appeal? What would make any man or woman want to step in, I guess, that role to be a side piece, a side chick, side dig, gumar, however you want to call it, because Derrick Jaxn didn't start this, but I think the story that Derrick Jaxn is going through, I think that really does kind of give us a good earmark in talking about this, because this having affairs, married men being married, having their wives at home and also having affairs or having something on the side, it certainly isn't a new concept. However, we are seeing it brought to light more and more. And even, some will even say that in today's popular music is getting glorified. So Mickey, real quick, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts as far as your outlook and perspective on the utility of a side piece, side chick, or whatever to a man in a marriage?
Say that question again.
What are your thoughts on the utility of a side chick, side piece, gumar, however you want to call it? What is their utility? What is their I guess benefit to a man who's married, married with a family at home?
Self-serving, number one. Number two, he gets an escape from his reality that he's probably bored with, and it's an occasional fantasy. With your side piece, you're not talking about taking out the trash. You don't discuss bills. It's just constant fun, almost like an amusement park. So he gets a break from what he really doesn't want, because if you really want something, you don't need a break from it. So it's kind of that dual world that people live in, what I should be doing and what I want to actually do. And you see me post up in Ringside plenty of times about I only live on one side, what I actually do, not what I should be doing.
Hey, that's
be as long as it is.
I like. Well, hell, that's a profound answer. That's how we getting this shit kicked off. And really quickly to all the people in Ringside, check out our newly designed website. Please visit www.ringsidedebates.com. Please check out some of that merch. Is popping. It looks real good. I got a Ringside mask and a t-shirt myself. So go to the store and support the group. Get you some merch. So that was a dope answer, Mickey. I really appreciate that. Cheyenne, what you got to say?
Pretty much
Don't be shy.
And, you know, for myself, I've been on both sides, and you know, look, let's and I'll even ask the panel. You know, I'll ask you guys as well. I've been cheated on. I've cheated, and me, where I am now in my life, I'm kind of just, you know, I'm not into the. I just wouldn't do it for me. Morally, just my inner being, it just wouldn't. It just doesn't settle. It doesn't sit with me, you know.
You mentioned that you've done it before. What was your
And
draw?
I felt guilty. Excuse me.
What was your draw to do it before? Like what was?
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Ooh, wow. Ooh.
You can
Pass
be
for
real.
now. I will, but let's move on. And
Okay.
one of you guys, you can please pose that. Please answer the same if you don't mind, and give me time to, you know.
Okay.
I'll give you my.
We're gonna
It's kind of heavy. It's heavy, and I'm a very emotional being, and I want to be able to compose myself. So that's what I said.
Okay, I'm gonna circle back with you.
Trey,
Huh?
please,
Yeah.
the same.
I'm gonna circle back with you. And so, you know, people in the group know my thoughts on it. Personally, I feel like I'd rather just jack off. I'd rather just masturbate before stepping out. I'm definitely not trying to appear holier than thou. I mean, everybody, you know, is imperfect. However, I guess I try to learn from the Derrick Jaxns that I've seen, you know, in my life as an adult, you know, because I've certainly been around men, you know, men that I've looked up to, men that, you know, even some of my peers, I've known guys that openly bragged about having side chicks or girlfriends. And then most of the time, eventually they end up getting caught. They end up, you know, the wife end up finding out, and that's usually the beginning of the end. And personally, I've seen that more than a couple times to the point where I'm like, you know what? It ain't worth it. If I am going to find that woman that I'm going to give my last name to and be in a marriage with, I need to find a woman that, of course, satisfies all, you know, so many of my wants and desires, so I won't have a need or desire to step out and have something additional. Because, and maybe I'm just of the belief that, you know, fellas, you're going to get caught eventually. I'm just, you know, I'm sorry, I hate to keep it real. I know some of y'all fellas don't disagree, and you know, if you disagree, hit me up in the comments section. You know, feel free to respond and say something. But look, I'm just of the belief eventually you're gonna get caught. You know, if you married, if you got children, wonderful foundation. If you out here stepping out, you need to ask yourself, is the side chick worth losing everything you worked hard for? But you know, Mickey, am I wrong? Am I right? Do you think that eventually, in your opinion, yeah, just be real with me. Let me ask you, do you think that there's any prosperity in a man continuing an affair with a mistress side chick, or do you think that, you know, this is just something that eventually the man is going to get caught?
Well, I can talk in general or I can talk personally. Now, personally, on that spectrum, I don't know if it's cheating, because personally, I've never had a side chick that my wife or woman didn't know about. I never lied to anyone and kept any secrets like that. It was never a surprise. They knew, you know, either they were okay with it or they weren't. But I gave them the choice whether to be okay with it or not. It was never like sneaking around and like that espionage type thing. That's just not really me.
Okay. You know, bookmark that, because I can't ignore Cheyenne's facial features. Cheyenne, I know you got Cheyenne, it's written all over your face. I don't know what's going on with you.
Just like when people, if he says that, I'm gonna go with what he says, and if that's his truth, that's his truth. Amen. That's just true.
Amen. Y'all didn't realize we having church this evening. Okay. I'm just saying, y'all don't know. We doing it big. We okay. We preaching the good word, and Cheyenne kicked us off, right? Amen.
I'm just saying.
She just amen and a mistress. Amen. I ain't mad at all. I mean, it's you have people from. It doesn't matter their celebrity status. It doesn't matter what walk of life. You have men from several walks of life, celebrity and whatnot, who are out here with having these affairs, like real talk, like big time. I mean, you got, and I want to shift gears for a minute. You have the women out here who are proud of it, like straight up, really quickly, Shane, I'm gonna come to you in a minute, but let me just speak my piece. I mean, you have women out here, and I know new generation of women, it's not new for them, but you do have women out here who are just proud, straight up proud side chicks. No desire to be the girlfriend, no desire to be the wife. They're cool with being on the side. They're cool with just staying in their lane and doing their thing as a side chick. Cheyenne, everything that's in your face, say what's in your face right now.
For myself, oh no. I expect the best, not substandard. Oh no, I'd rather stay home with 4 cats. That's me.
4 cats.
No, I just won't accept substandard. Really? I'm a queen. I'm a queen. I know who I am. That's just not enough. I don't want to be someone's side substandard. I want to be their substandard.
Do you know of women who happily play that role then?
Personally, no, I have no friends. I've heard of it. I'm just saying it's usually something lacking. It's something usually like psychological. Maybe they feel that maybe in the woman I'm saying on her side, I'm saying if she doesn't feel that she's her self-worth, she doesn't feel that she's worthy of, maybe that's too much. I don't want to take on that role. Am I enough? Maybe she feels like she's not bringing up to the table, so she just kind of and it's just maybe too much for her to take on, so she
Now,
from what I've heard from other women, that's
So from what you've heard, let me go there for a second. From what you've heard, you certainly have examples of you have mistresses who have the chosen few, the few that actually do it, who get bumped up and graduate to wife status. I don't hear about that happening often. A majority of the time I hear that the side chick doesn't ever make it to the wife status, but every blue moon, and you got some I'm not going to drop any names right now. I'm not going to mention any celebrities, but we know who they are. We got some celebrities right now who are married to women who were the side chick in previous marriages, but it's that's their thing. That's their truth. They want to walk in it. Do you think that? And I'm at Cheyenne. I want to direct this to you, and I'm not saying this as far as personal to you, but from what you've heard, women you've been around. Do you think that with a lot of mistresses and side chicks, the desire and the goal is to one day be the wife?
Oh my goodness. Depending on her age, the age range we're talking about. I'm saying women my age. Oh no. They know that that's usually not going to happen. They're tired. They have their career. They're not looking for that. Their kids are either older, or they don't. They're not expecting that. And that's just a little bit too much to take on. They have their career. So maybe they're career driven, and they just want a little bit of side piece. Now, like I said, as for myself, no, I'd rather stay home and crochet. I'm just not going to accept, just a little bit of something.
You said crochet?
Yes, I'm serious. Oh God, yes. Or bake, or play with my kittens. I was going to say my cat.
You can do both.
My cat, I could.
Nothing wrong with that.
If I have to, if I need to, because if it doesn't resonate with Cheyenne's inner being, she's not going to do it. And I know who I am.
Okay.
I know. I
Okay.
know my
All
worth.
right. Well,
All right. Well,
Cheyenne is gonna be playing with her cat. That's another episode. Be on the lookout in the future. Okay, that's gonna be on Patreon. If y'all want to see that, y'all don't have to pay for that. Real talk. But Mickey, let me throw it back to you. Let me ask you something. So if hold on, say that again.
hold on.
All right, you.
All right.
Drop me some mail, guys. CheyenneFox61 at Gmail.
That's what I'm talking about.
Talk
Look,
about.
y'all hearing
Look,
it? Say that
y'all
one more
hearing
time for the people in the back that didn't hear.
people in the back of the
Oh,
ear.
okay. I'm a little shy though. Cheyenne Fox. He's like, whatever. I see you, Mickey. Cheyenne Fox 61. You know me. Tall, statuesque 61 at Gmail. That's enough. Okay.
Okay, that's how we doing it. Okay, so Mickey, I'm gonna throw this to you, and put it out there. Okay, this is it's past 11 p.m. on the East Coast. The kids are asleep, so this is grown folk hour. This is folks. We doing it. We doing it the way we want to do. Mickey, let me ask you. So typically with the side chick, the Gumar. I've been saying Gumar a lot. I've been watching Goodfellas a lot. It's one of my favorite movies. So I say Goodfellas and Sopranos. Is the sex usually better? I mean, is the sex or is the companionship usually better with the side chick, or is just more so is just different from the wife?
Um, because your time is limited and you're living in a fairy tale space, you might only have an hour or two with this person a week. So the time is limited, and when you're there, it's an escape from reality, and time seems to move differently when you're dealing with the fantasy. Also, a lot of times you do things with your side piece that you can't do with your wife. You talk about things with your side piece that you can't talk about with your wife because she's not invested. Almost like a psychiatrist. It's easy to open up to a psychiatrist because they don't know you from Adam. You're just one patient on their 12 patient list today, and they just put a line through it. So it's like confessing to a priest. You don't know who's in that confession booth. You're just talking to a wall. So that's why mistresses, like in the case of JFK or whatever, they didn't question Jackie Kennedy. They questioned Judith Exner. They questioned Marilyn Monroe. He wouldn't tell Jackie Kennedy these things, but he would tell Judith Exner these things. He would tell Marilyn Monroe these things. So it's almost like a doctor-patient confidentiality type of relationship. And that's usually the shoulder they cry on and complain to about their wives to the side piece. She becomes a friend first, and then the attraction develops, and then you prefer her to the wife. But it's never really physical. That's why sometimes the side piece doesn't even look as good as the wife. But she's more accepting and funner to be around, not because she's a better person, because she's not invested. See, that's not her household. So she's not invested in there. So of course she's willing to take more chances, which gives you more adrenaline. It's not her money on the table. So she can say, bet it, bet it, bet it. And it's the same if a guy is a side piece. Yeah, the guy can sneak through the window, do exciting things, but is he going to pay any bills? No. Is he going to be there when you need him? No. He's just going to offer the lower half of his body. And it looks exciting, at first. And then she chooses him because he's more exciting and he doesn't bog her down with reality of day-to-day life. But then when she chooses him, he has no training in day-to-day life. He has no experience in paying bills. He doesn't know how to think because he came in on a selfish act in and of itself, taking, willing to destroy a whole household for his pleasure. So when she chooses the side guy and she wants him to step up and be the husband, he doesn't have those skills. So she ends up calling the other guy back, and by then he's already with someone else.
So the side guys or side pieces, they're more one-dimensional for the most part.
Yeah, that's it. They're just bottom half. He came in that way. But what she fails to realize is her main man, she didn't meet that way. She met him up here in his brain. And she knows his skills, his qualifications as a man, and that's what she fell in love with. Now, the bottom half guy, he snuck in through, you know how a garage door is closing and you just sneak in on the thing? But she thought once he got under the garage door, he would stand up. She didn't know that that's the level he's always been at. And that's where he'll always be. He doesn't have the skills. Those skills are not transferable, you know. Oh, he got good dick. I guess he's going to provide for me and my children. No, he's not. If anything, he'll fuck them.
Okay.
I mean,
okay. You know what? Okay. Couple things. Okay. Time out, because number one, I didn't realize we were gonna get that deep. That was pretty goddamn deep. Okay. Shout out for the philosophy right now, because I wasn't expecting all that, but that was a damn good answer. That was something.
Keep it as honest as I can.
And but Cheyenne can't keep it together. I'm a Cheyenne. You got something on your chest you need to get out, because you over there having a condition. So say what you're gonna say.
It's interesting because there's two sides to every story. And again, for now, I need to leave it there, and let's save it for Facebook, perhaps. Perhaps. Is that okay with you guys? Dirty pool. Can we save it for later, after the show?
Yes, thanks. So I wanna say that because you do have those examples, like Mickey said, where a man could be married to the woman who, his wife. She bears his children. She takes care of the home. Looks good at company picnics. Looks good on social media. But you have the side chick who fulfills other needs. Maybe the side chick is easy to talk to. Maybe the side chick doesn't judge him. Maybe the side chick is better at certain sexual activity or something. Maybe, but again, that I could be wrong, because Mickey just brought up something. Mickey says sometimes the side chick doesn't even look as good as the wife, which is eye-opening to me, because I was always under the impression that if your wife looks one way, I always thought the side chick was either younger or bustier or, more, curvaceous, something. I always thought the side chick. Okay, you know what, Cheyenne? You got something on your mind, so go ahead and say it.
Provides emotional stability. If there's something else that
Mickey just kind of dropped some science, because for real, I always thought that the side chick was supposed to be, like you said, the fantasy. If the wife is the separate, she's the separate wife, or she's the Claire Huxtable, or she looks good as far as image. I'm thinking the side piece is probably some Cardi B, some Nicki Minaj looking chick, plastic or younger or something. But Mickey, you kind of just open my eyes to something, because I never thought about that. Nothing ever made me think that a man could be married and the side chick would be less attractive than the wife.
Oh yeah, it's her personality. Like you said, it's a role she plays. No different than a quarterback on a team. You don't care what he looks like. It's how well he can perform. So sometimes it's a physical attraction, but usually it's not. Usually she's an escape from the heaven he had with his wife that has turned into a hell. Because that's the only reason you look around. I mean, if I'm driving my car and I bought the car I wanted and the car is running clean, I don't go to car lots. I just go to my destination. Now, if my car starts smoking or if it's cutting off, when I pass a car lot, I start looking. You know, maybe once in a while I may stop and I buy a little bit. Then maybe the next week I may, you know, price a few cars because this one's just not running right. And then eventually I have 2 cars, or may even use that one as a trade-in and take that car and keep it as my only car because it looks and runs exactly how I want. But I never would have noticed that had my original car had not smoked, had it not backfired. And that's what usually happens. You know, it's not like side chicks go looking for these men. These men go looking for side chicks.
So let me ask you something. You mentioned earlier about the things that a side chick does that, or the things that a man can do with a side chick that he can't do with a wife. Do you think that's anything? Is that related to the whole Madonna whore complex thing? Like, you know, because I know I've commented on that. I know I've said, you know, if you know, as a man, if you're with a woman that you love, a woman that's the apple of your eye, the woman that, you know, you just exalt above any and everybody else, the woman you put on a pedestal, there are certain things sexual that you may just not feel comfortable doing. Because and it's not that you feel uncomfortable doing it to a woman. You may feel uncomfortable doing it to a woman you love and care about. Do you think that has anything to do with that? Because, you know, it's like you said, if you have the woman on the side that you can do these things with that you may not be able to do with the wife, is that kind of the whole Madonna whore complex? Like, okay, sexually, I may want to do certain things that I may not want to do to the mother of my children, the woman who's going to kiss my children, you know, in the morning before school. But there's certain, you know, sexual proclivities that I have the side chick for, whereas she's not the mother of my kids. I don't place her on the same pedestal. So I can do these things. Is that usually the case?
Yeah, that's usually the case. It goes back to people viewing sex as something dirty. Like when I post in the group a lot, I always say, marry your fantasy. Because to me, it's easier to teach a freak how to cook than it is to teach a housewife how to be a freak. See, that's a whole total reconditioning of the mind. Seriously, you're better off finding a freak that can cook as your wife. I put that up first, as opposed to finding, well, she's wifey material, but I'm bored to death in the bedroom. No, but she makes a great apple pie. Yeah, that's what I was whacking off to for 5 years in prison. Better homes and gardens. Oh God, no. So to me, the wife's skills can easily be learned. They're just activities. Something you can put someone on the schedule, just like taking a kid off the street and he's joining the army. In 8 weeks, he's a soldier. That's easy to do. But to make the woman who's not a freak to fulfill all of your needs in the bedroom, that she would have to transform her mind and recondition herself and have to process things if she's doing, oh, is it good or is it bad? It's easier the other way. So always marry your fantasy.
So in your opinion, you feel like despite popular sentiment, you can in fact turn a hoe into a housewife?
That's what she already is. She's a housewife. Hoe is just a job. I tell people, only difference between what a good girl does and what a bad girl does is that a bad girl can't keep a secret and a good girl can. Trust me, they do the same things. And usually the quote unquote good girl is more of a freak because her sexuality has been repressed, as opposed to the bad girl has had a chance to express herself. So it's not a big deal to her like that.
So do you think, with some men, you have some guys who assert that marriage, for marriage to actually last, that 50, 60 plus years, some men assert that you kind of have to have a side piece, because some people feel like it's impossible for your wife to be all things. It's impossible for your wife to be every single thing that you as a man needs. And so I've definitely come across, even in Ringside, shout out to everybody in Ringside. If you're on Facebook, please type in Ringside LLC, join the private group, and get down with some of these debates, not discussions. We don't discuss shit in Ringside, we debate. So, but I mean, Mickey, you dropping jewels real quick. So, do you think it's fair, or do you think that it's actually a, pretty astute observation that for a lot of men, for them to be able to remain in a marriage, for that 50, 60 plus years into their golden years, it's almost like that side chick is a necessity, or that side chick is like helping them stay in the game.
Yes, sometimes I've seen cases where mistresses actually help the relationship. Like I told you, almost like a therapist. You know, certain things maybe he had to get out. But again, it goes right back to what you were saying, the Madonna whore thing. I find it quite coincidental that Jesus's girlfriend had the same name as Jesus's mother, and both named Mary. One was a prostitute, one was a virgin. I don't think that was literal. I think that was more symbolic to let you know that they have the same name and he loves them both the same. And they were both there when he died. They're the same. One virgin, one prostitute. He saw them both in the same light. So his attitude is, you should too. So it goes back to that, like you said, the Madonna whore thing. And it's not fair because men don't have to suffer that same judgment. A man could actually be a good father and then put on a BDSM mask and please his wife, and she doesn't look at him any differently when he goes out to work the next day. But it goes back to men thinking sex is dirty. There's certain things you do with your wife, certain things you don't. No, it's not. No, it's not. I want to ride roller coasters with my wife. I want to have picnics in the park with my wife. I want to have illegal sex with my wife. I want to go on long drives with my wife. You know why? Because she can do that, because she's a person and she's multifaceted just like I am. I have a cat. I write books, but I'm also a 29-year career criminal with an extensive record. See, I'm multifaceted. I used to go to poetry readings and watch Nikki Giovanni at Cal State Dominguez. And I remember that same night I had to do some heavy work. See, I can switch it back and forth because I'm a human. I'm not one-dimensional. Just like you and I, because we're family, we have uncles that were in Vietnam. They could go over there and shoot people and come back and kiss their daughters. See, they're human beings. People want to sometimes men want to compartmentalize women. No, that woman can do freaky things. She can also teach school. And she can also run for vice president. And she can do a lot of things. She can play soccer. She can dance and do the Running Man to Slick Rick. And she can also write a hell of a thesis because she's a human being. She's multifaceted, but sometimes, and I blame the men because we have a complex called the Madonna whore complex, but we don't have an equivalent for men. See, we get to be as nasty as we want to be and then come home and kiss our daughter. But if our wife is as nasty as she want to be, we want to look at her cross-eyed, but then hypocritically want to go over to the side piece and do this with some other man's daughter, but just not mine, like that T.I. thing. He's so worried about what his daughter does, but he's doing it to other people's daughters.
True, true.
And like Doc Holliday said, my hypocrisy goes only so far. If I give my 16-year-old son condoms, I don't see no reason why not to give my 16-year-old daughter condoms. I don't want her to get AIDS either. I'm encouraging my 18-year-old son, go have at it. Trust me, I will look right at my daughter and be like, daughter, go have at it. I'm either tell them both no or both yes. But I'm not going to treat one differently because she happened to be born a female. That's not fair. To me, that's the equivalent of treating someone differently because they happen to be born black or Asian or white. It's the same.
Really quickly, a couple of things. We're ringside. We are predominantly black, but we stand in solidarity with our Asian brothers and sisters out there. We need to stop the Asian hate. Keep that in mind, everybody. Okay, enough is enough. This is bullshit what's going on, so we need to stop the Asian hate. Real talk. Mickey,
anybody who knows my post know how I feel about bullies.
Hey, look, I feel like in life, in every life, occasionally the bully does get punched in the mouth. But Mickey, real quick, you dropping some real insight and some people are noticing. Let people know where they can find you and let people know. I know you got some books out there, in social media. Let people know how they can find you really quickly and where they can find your book.
My books are all available at Amazon.com, ebook and paperback. And they can find me on Facebook or Mickey Royal 2016 at yahoo.com.
Straight up, everybody. I mean, y'all didn't realize we having church, we having some psychiatric evaluation. We doing it. We going deep, everybody. We doing it big. And if y'all like me, if you up, it's 11:36 on the East Coast. I hope y'all got a drink. I know it's Tuesday, but it's Titty Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I don't celebrate Tequila Tuesday. It's all Titty Tuesday, in my opinion. So, it's I do have some, well, it's not Cavassier, but it's vodka. That's all I got right now. But y'all know what it is. So I hope the kids are in bed. And as I said before, clothing is optional. So if you're out there listening with no top on, hey, keep it moving. So I mean, Mickey, real talk. Derrick Jaxn, just admitted that he was unfaithful in his marriage. He's been married to his wife for a number of years, and someone made the observation. Derrick got famous making all these videos from his car. He's in the driver's seat in his car, and he's giving out relationship advice primarily to women, for the most part, to women about how to avoid fuckboys and cheaters and so on and so forth. And people were like, okay, all these years he's making these videos, he was either on his way to his side chick or leaving his side chick. And it gets real bizarre because you have men out there who are in these quote unquote morally high positions, these preachers, these political figures, these everybody, these people who are supposed to be setting good examples, but then you later on find out, okay, this senator got a side chick, had a side chick the whole time, got a wife at home, got children, living the picture perfect life, white picket fence, the whole nine, but they got women on the side. They got the side chick. So it gets to a point I have to ask, like, okay, what is and maybe, if I've asked this already, the allure and the glamour, because it's like these men are willing to throw so much away or risk at all for a side chick. Like I said, Derrick Jaxn has been promoting himself for years. I don't know. I don't follow Derrick Jaxn, but a number of his videos have been posted in the Ringside group. He's been promoting himself literally for years as the perfect husband, the faithful man who doesn't cheat. He has so much condemnation for fuckboys and men that cheat, and advising women like, look, you ain't got to forgive that cheater and you ain't got to stay with him, so on and so forth. So in the end, it's almost like, is the side chick worth the risk? Because now moving forward, Derrick Jaxn's brand is never going to be the same. It's just not. Him getting caught up with this side chick negates years and years and years of the advice he's given to men and women, primarily women. And I'm not saying that, the things he says don't merit, and, there are nuggets of truth here and there, but for years, he's been talking down to men who cheat and, have side chicks, and now come to find out he's been doing the same thing. He's been doing what he's been pointing the finger at. So again, I guess I have to ask, does it ever get to a point where a man, given everything he has at home, does it ever get to a point where he realizes, or he says, you know what, it's just not worth it. It's not worth throwing everything I've worked hard for on this side chick, no matter how fine she is, or maybe how much of a good listener she is, or maybe the sex is better. Maybe she swallows and the wife doesn't. Maybe I can fuck her in the ass, but I can't fuck my wife in the ass, or maybe I can do this and third. Why does it get to the point where a man is okay with saying, you know what, I'm willing to take that risk?
Oh, you touched on a lot of stuff. I
I'm
want to
always
take
touching on stuff.
I want to take them one at a time, but you have to because you passed up a couple of questions. I had some points in there. So hit me one at a time.
Okay,
Hit me
so
one at a time.
so the overall risk, it's almost like,
Okay, that's what I wanted to touch on. You've seen a lot of my posts in the group. I always use the L word. You know, you can't marry somebody you don't love. Because if you love a person, cheating is a malicious act. It's never been by accident. It's planned, it's plotted. I mean, it's not like you wake up and, oh, somebody's sitting on my dingling. No, it doesn't happen that way. I mean, it has maybe once in a blue moon, but not really. Most people are conscious when they're doing it. So if you know this is going to hurt someone you love, it should never cross your mind. Just like I mean, if I love my wife and she's sitting there sleeping and her snoring might be annoying me, it doesn't cross my mind to smash her in the face with a sledgehammer. Why? I mean, that'll stop her from snoring, but it'll hurt her. And how can you knowingly hurt someone you care about? The thought
mm,
never crosses your mind. You know, if anything, you go out and get some breathe right strips and, honey, you work with it.
mm,
But the thought of, oh, my son dropped some food on the floor, let me blow his brains out. See, that would hurt someone I love. So that thought never crosses your mind. You're like, oh, I should put a drop cloth down. So when he drops it in the future, I can just scoop it up. So when you marry someone for other reasons other than love, or you're with someone other reasons other than love, it makes it easy. Because if your reason for being with them is self-serving, then you will continue along that spiral and continue, and self-serving is replacing them. Like we talked about sometimes in the group, if you see marriage as a business, well, businesses I get to liquidate. I get to replace you with better models.
mm.
I get to fire you. I get to lay you off. I get to sell you to someone else because this is a business, remember? And that's a good business move.
And you really quickly, I do agree because over the years, I've been I've been kind of on the fence about that. I mean, people have really broken down why marriage is supposed to be a business, and I hear their arguments. I hear what people are saying, but I never, and maybe it's just years of how I was conditioned and programmed. I'm just like, I hate to think of marriage as a business. It's something about treating it like a business just kind of interrupts my spirit. And people have made some very compelling arguments for why marriage is a business, and I hear it. However, it's just so weird to me. I'm like, it's hard for me to imagine this marriage as a business venture. But big shout out to what you said because I was nodding my head because I was like, damn,
Let me
that
tell
is
you,
true.
if you see marriage as a business venture, then your children are just manufactured items. Why not sell them? You can get 60 grand a kidney. Why not? Remember, they're just manufactured items as a part of your business. So the bond is never there. The bond is never there. You won't love them. It'll be, what can you do for me? What can you produce for me? Because remember, this is a business, so we're going to keep it business minded or business mind. I don't know the proper grammar for that. I was in high school 6 years, so forgive me. And I didn't drop out, and I went to summer school and night school. So yeah, let that resonate. But hello, Miss Fox. You're kind of in the dark there.
Yeah, my this
I can dig it.
camera guy. He's working out the
It's,
kinks there.
it's good to have you back. But no, I don't see no other reason for marriage to love. Because to me, love is your safety net. Love is your safety net for everything. See, if my wife gets sick and she can't do anything, she's bedridden, the thought of leaving her would never cross my mind because I love her. The thought of me having to work 3 jobs and come in and mop the floor because she couldn't make it to the bathroom because I love her. I would never, I would see her the same way I would see my child that I love. I wouldn't pop my son upside the head because he crapped in his diaper. I would just change it and giggle with it, pour a little powder down and use the wipes. And I could do that all day, every day, like I did as a father. And I didn't count how many times I did it. I just was happy that the privilege of having a son. the privilege of being able to change a diaper. So they call it a labor of love. Love is not a labor. It's thank you. Thank you for sharing your one little life on this earth with me. So cleaning her diapers would not be a problem. Carrying her to the bathroom would not be a problem. Holding her hand while she goes through surgery would not be a problem because you love them. And it makes the man stronger too because working 3 jobs is not a problem. Carrying a microwave on his back for 8 hours is not a problem. Uh, and what
You
you
know,
call
something tells me, I'm not a mind reader. For some reason, I think that was kind of personal. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know why. But
when you love
really
somebody,
quickly, let me,
love would be your insurance. When
mhm.
it's like, okay, my wife has gone 3 days. She's on a business trip with her male coworkers. Are you worried? No, because she loves me. She loves me. Now, if they do something to her against her will, she knows me, and I'm going to finish that. But I'm not worried about her because she loves me. So it's like, okay, he my man maybe owns a strip club. Do you think he's messing with strippers? She can say no because he knows that that would hurt me. Just like, do I think my wife, when she drives away with my daughter or son, is she hitting him upside the head with a hammer? No, because I know she loves them. And I hate to be a cliche, but love conquers all. And if you don't think so, you just need to dig a little deeper. Yes, it does. But sometimes our perception of love is what's distorted. You know what I mean? And that will ensure non-cheating. It's like, ooh, that girl looks so good over there. She's giving me all this attention, but this will hurt someone I love. Just like it's like this. If you knew a guy over there was a child molester, no matter how big the candy bar was, you wouldn't send your child over there to him. No matter how much money they offered you, you wouldn't send your child over there to him. Well, that's why I used to put in your group, you have to love your spouse like you love your children. That same unconditional love. See, I wouldn't go over there to that woman because that's going to hurt this person. So almost her flirting with me is almost fighting words. So it's like, I think you have me confused, but I don't stab people in the back who love me. So I think you should ask someone else.
Mickey,
You know,
really quickly, hold that thought because you just dropped a lot of science on us.
sorry about that.
No. Don't apologize because that was some good shit. That was really quickly. I'm gonna drink to that shit. Hold on, everybody, stop real quick. Let me. Mm, mm.
And I'll smoke to it.
Okay, y'all. That was This is Grey Goose, everybody.
Well, the fox is back. She might want to say something.
Yeah. I wanna pass it over to Fox. So,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Fox. Miss Fox, let me ask you. Well, really quickly, I have a question for you, but do you have a rebuttal for what Mickey just said?
Uh, I believe that there are all sorts of betrayal, and I'm not going to say one is equal to another, but there's all sorts of betrayal in relationships. And I know a lot of times it's not good, but couples tend to play tit for tat. And I'm not saying it's fair. It's not. I mean, but that's what happens a lot of times. Betrayal, it's a heavy thing. Cheating, matters of the heart when there's a contract, a spoken contract or a written contract, marriage. I see betrayal of any sort when you've made those vows. And it could be cheating, or it could just be, like I said, it could be just any sort of betrayal. And I see it pretty much as the same. It hits you hard, and betrayal.
So let me ask you something.
It's not fair. Not we all, but a lot of times.
Take your time.
To feel vindicated or to feel like you kind of got your, your, I hate to say your lick back, but just to feel that you weren't stepped on and trampled on, and you weren't anyone's peon. I feel we tend to play that game, and I don't like games in relationships, but I'm saying as far as, again, that betrayal, it might be cheating, it might be just some type of something that was vowed, that contract and relationship that was broken between you all. And I kind of see it, I just see it the same. I hope I answered your question, but I see it pretty much the same. And a lot of times I see the man, the woman, whoever in the relationship, to get that other one back, oh, you cheated, so I'll do this, and it's no one wins, no one ever wins doing that. And it's a cold thing, like I said, if I believe in vibrational matches and everything. I honestly believe everything is a feeling first, and it is. We are vibrational matches to everything, like a radio station frequencies. We are that.
So, can you hear me?
Well, saying that to say, excuse me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I remember, and I hate to get personal here. This was many years ago. The Fox and I, we were kind of nuts. And we had a little saying we used to say when something would happen that the other one wouldn't agree with. And we would go at it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And one of us would come to our senses. We would always say, is this a big deal? And then the other one would say, yeah, it is a big deal. And then the person would say, is it bigger than us? And then the other one would say, no, it's not bigger than us. Or we would always say, her favorite was, are we okay? And sometimes I'd be like, no, we're not okay, but we will be. And you sleep on it. See, if you love somebody, that's that insurance, because nobody's perfect. It makes forgiveness easy. Like when your child steals out of your purse, or they take your car for a joyride and they wreck it. Mm-hmm. And you're not thinking that you totaled my car the day before I got insurance. You know what you're thinking? Are you okay? Mm-hmm. That's the first thought on your mind. Mm-hmm. When someone's in an accident, are you okay? Dad, I totaled your car. You don't even look at the car. You say, F that car. Yes, son, are you okay? Then you might give him a talk on the way home about, if you want to learn how to drive, just ask him. I would have taken you down a safer street around 2 a.m. where there's no traffic, and we would have taken turns, okay? But what about your car? I'll get another car. Can't get another son. Are you okay? Is the first thing on my mind. That's when you love somebody. So there has to be unconditional love. There's only one. To me, love is only unconditional. People have a hard time feeling it for the opposite sex, like they're in competition with each other, but they feel it for their pets. Your pets don't bring anything to the table. They don't pay any bills. You feed them, you clothe them, you bathe them, and you clean up after them. No other type of love. And they do it with a smile. But they can't do each other's spouses like that. I don't understand that, because they see it like a battle. You know what I mean? And that's where that business mind comes in. But at the same time, we're all getting older. So what do? Trade her in when she gets a stretch mark or two? What if she loses her eyesight? What if she has cancer? What if she's in a wheelchair? Remember that answer I gave in the group? If your wife is in a wheelchair, I said, then I'll be spinning her in circles on the dance floor, not looking at anything or anyone else, because I love her.
Mickey, really quickly, I hate to interject. Damn, that was some good shit.
It's good.
So, Cheyenne, give your response. We have somebody in the comments that wanted to ask. We have somebody in the comments that wanted to ask Mickey a question, but Cheyenne, give your take real quick.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I was still kind of fanning, trying to cool off from what he just said. No, seriously. That was kind of heavy, and that was, it was kind of deep. And excuse me. Sorry about that. I kind of fell under his spell, as many of Sorry about that, Trey. Oh boy.
No, it's all good. Really quickly, I want to put it out there that as a
Hey,
man, I
I'm
have no
still
problem with stretch marks. FYI, ain't nothing wrong with a woman with stretch marks.
I call them tiger stripes.
Tiger stripes, whatever you call
Yeah.
it. I don't, as you know, I don't see what the big deal is. I know all these men have been protesting women with stretch marks. I'm like, fellas, get over it.
Hey,
Get
I like this. Hey, Trey, I like this line from Roots. When Chicken George came back and he went to see his woman, and her hair was all wild and stuff, and she was torn up. And she said, "If I had known you were coming, I'd have fixed myself up." And she was trying to like fix her hair, and he put her hands down. Me try not to get emotional. He said, "Woman, I don't see you with my eyes. I see you with my heart. Like you don't get it, do you? I see you with my heart, woman, not with my eyes." And I remember being young seeing that part. And even though I was young, I knew exactly what he meant. And then she put her hands down and she didn't try to fix. He was like, "You can't fix perfect, woman. You can't fix perfect." He was like, "Just give me a hug. I've been gone." Because remember, Chicken George went over to England and made all that money fighting those chickens and bought some land for his family up in Kentucky, so he was coming to get them.
Yes.
But it took him like 2 to 3 years to do this. And he said he was going to come back, and he did. But she didn't know when. Yeah. And I remember that part. And that was, I couldn't have been no more than 11, but I knew exactly what that meant, even at 11.
See, y'all don't understand. See, let me tell you something. For the folks out there listening, y'all need to check out Roots, okay? A lot of nuggets of knowledge in Roots, okay? You need to get yourself woke. If you ain't woke, you need to handle that, okay? Get yourself this weekend, you know, because we're still in the pandemic. So you should. I hope you're more inside than outside. Rent Roots. Cheyenne, I want to get to you because I see you over there percolating. I see you over there going through some changes right now. And after Cheyenne,
man, always.
Okay, I see you over there. Okay, you got your shirt buttoned up a little bit more. So you going through some changes right now. I ain't mad at that.
No, I'm just joking.
I don't think the viewers are mad at that, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to respond.
What, Titty Tuesday or something like that?
It is Titty Tuesday. I don't, you know, it's Tequila Tuesday for some folks. It's Titty Tuesday for me. That's just me though.
All right, then I'm presenting for you. Okay, then moving right along.
All right now. So, really quickly, you know what, Mickey, we have somebody. We got Miss Jefferson, if you're nasty, from YouTube had a question for you. Really quickly, she asked Mickey, I have a question for Mickey. If you mentioned that you stepped out, you said that everything was out in the open. Can you elaborate more about that? What do you mean by that?
Now we're going back many, many, many years. So understand I've grown a lot since then, you know, and my activities today don't resemble those. I mean, like I told someone, have you ever seen a butterfly hanging out with caterpillars? He doesn't come back to check on the caterpillar community. He goes to the butterflies. So
yeah, man, fuck them caterpillars.
That's right.
It wasn't so much stepping out because my wife at the time and I were extremely open. I mean, chandelier swingers to the max. I don't need to elaborate on that, but
yeah,
I didn't want somebody on the side. My wife knew, and it wasn't a secret. And my wife's gripe at the time was that I didn't include the side chick into the ensemble. So, you know, my background in relationships is kind of outside the norm, you know, but sometimes, and this is not me excusing it, but explaining it. Sometimes you meet the love of your life after you get married. And it doesn't always line up. Like when I met this particular woman, I told her, I said, I've been waiting on you, but you're 2 years late. But you're not going to go anywhere. But you're 2 years late. You know, sometimes you can, like Alicia Keys, for example, sometimes you can meet your perfect woman after you met the woman that's perfect for you. You know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, go for what you want. You're going to be happier. You're going to be happier. Don't pick the one that's the best logical choice, because love is illogical. You got one life on this earth and you're willing to share it. That doesn't make sense.
That's right.
But love doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Turn off your conscious mind and let your subconscious just be free. If you feel on top of the world with this person, I tell people life is short and death is permanent. You grab them, you hold on tight, and have a whirlwind of adventures with this person and don't look back, because that's the person you're supposed to be with, because you wouldn't have looked over there if you were with the person you were supposed to be with. If I'm driving my Rolls Royce, trust me, I don't drive past the Prius dealer and go, ooh, I don't. But if I'm in my Prius, because I settled for it, and then all of a sudden I came into a certain amount of money, when I drive past that Rolls Royce dealer, I'm gonna park that Prius, I'm gonna walk it, I might leave the keys in it. I'm getting that Rolls Royce and I'm leaving. I'm leaving. So that's why I said in the group weeks ago, marry your Rolls Royce. And that's different for everybody. You know, that's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Marry your Rolls Royce, not what other people think is a Rolls Royce, or your friends or colleagues, or, you know, I'm a politician, I should be with this type of woman. If I'm a politician, I fell in love with a stripper, then that's who I'm gonna marry. If you got a problem with it, you're just gonna get your lips split. I'll just punch you in the mouth and I'm gonna say, let's go, babe, let's go home. That was some great twerking last night you did. Dude, you know, I'm proud of mine if that's the woman I chose. I'm gonna stand on my choice, you know, and if I have to lose friends or prestige or money behind it, bye-bye.
See, y'all,
because those things I can get again.
Let me tell everybody out there, YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard, y'all niggas didn't know we teaching classes tonight. Mickey came in and the guest preacher this evening. I didn't realize he was gonna get that deep in this. So Mickey, really quickly before I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Cheyenne the last word, but really quickly again, for the people who are just tuning in, where can they find your book? Because I know you got this documented somewhere in some literature.
They can find, I have 5 books available on Amazon.com. Cheyenne Fox has a book available on Amazon.com, both in ebook and printed book. And you can find her at CheyenneFox61 at gmail.com. You can find me at MickeyRoyal2016 at gmail.com. I mean, excuse me, MickeyRoyal2016 at yahoo.com, or just go to MickeyRoyal.com and you can contact me from there.
Everybody, if you want to find me, you can just Google Trey69. Everything will come up.
Also, honesty is always the best policy. You never know what your wife or husband is into. You never know. I mean, you might say something like, baby, I don't want to cheat on you, but I saw this guy in his biker shorts and it was just hitting his kneecap. And you might have, I bring him home and join us. You never know. You might have the husband that says, well, I get to watch.
You never know.
You never know.
Cheyenne, really quickly, I'm gonna let you get the last word. Okay. Now, Cheyenne, peep this, cast your mind at this. If a young lady, you know, late teens, 20s, came up to you and told you that she was interested in being a side chick for a man, what advice would you give her? What advice would you give all the future side chicks of America?
Wow. Personally, I still have to go with my inner being. I feel why limit yourself? I mean, it just depends on how you see yourself. You know, it just really does. I mean, does that settle with yourself? Does that settle with your soul? You know, do you feel like do you feel that you're not worthy of that ring, of that, you know, of that relationship, or do you feel that, you know, what is it that you're looking for? Because sometimes, you know, women don't have time, you know, maybe they don't want to invest in all of that. Maybe they just want a little piece on the side. You know, it just depends on what you're looking for. Personally, myself, I'm looking for quality. You know, that's me. And I'll wait, you know, I'll wait for it. And I got a feeling
take your time.
My true love will return to me one day, and I'll wait.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Look, thank you so much, Miss Fox. as
You know,
always.
I can't help but be brutally honest, and it gets me in trouble almost every time.
Well, it's not gonna get you in trouble now. We want everybody to be brutally honest. Be brutally honest. Be emotionally naked, because your testimony is actually helping the listeners out there. Okay, there are people out there who are actually going to pay attention and possibly learn. Same for you, Mickey. Same for me. Hell, this last hour, I've certainly picked up on some gems, and
Can I
you
say this?
know, go for it.
Don't settle for substandard. I'm just saying, you you're worth so much more. Please know your worth. I'm just saying, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm like, well, who does she think she is? You know.
You let them know who you are. You let them know.
Tell. You know, I have. You know, I've been on both sides, and I'm not just trying to sit here and say. And you know what? Honestly, I never thought I would ever, you know, step out. Never. I never thought I would. You know, and I still beat myself. Honestly, you know, I committed suicide over that. I was that, you know. Honestly, it hit me that hard. I never imagined that I would ever step out, ever. You know, for whatever reason, you know, I kind of felt like, okay, I did it, and I'm still paying for it. I am. And would I ever do it again? No, I wouldn't, because it didn't resonate with my inner man. You know, it didn't, and I hurt my best friend.
We definitely appreciate that testimony. We have no doubt, the people out there listening, we know that this will resonate. We know that this can help other people in the future. Okay. Well, fuck that. We ain't on the future, but right now.
Can I say something, Miss Fox?
Go for it.
Miss Fox, even though you hurt your best friend, because your best friend loved you, you never lost your best friend. Never.
Y'all see what's happening? Y'all see what's happening? I'm just saying. I think that's a great way to end the show. Thank you, everybody.
A little bit more honest about some others. Come on now, don't let me just walk out there.
Hey, we're gonna have to have a part 2.
We're gonna have to. Come on, man. We're gonna just leave. We're gonna hang. Let it just dangle right here. Really? Seriously?
You're right. These hours go fast.
Bad guy here.
Yeah, I said that a long time ago. I was like, yo, this hour goes by fast.
Come on, I'm not the only one.
But again, everybody, we're doing this every Tuesday. Please tune in.
Right now, I just was trying to let you just
really quickly, everybody. We doing this. We're gonna do this every Tuesday. Please tune in. So I want to thank you really quickly to Mickey Royale, Cheyenne Fox. Everybody, please check out www.ringsidedebates.com. Please check out the merch. If you ain't got any, you want to get some. Oh yeah, Cheyenne about to curse me out afterwards because I can look her. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, y'all don't want to be.
If you're not in Ringside, you guys should join Ringside. That's pretty much the only group that Cheyenne and I post in. And I'm not trying to be prejudiced here, but I've been in a lot of Facebook groups, and this is the most intelligent group I've ever been in. And I've been a member like at least 10 years, I think. Even when I went away on my unsuspected vacation, I came back, the same names are in there. You get to know the people, and I really like being a part of it. You know, it's a really good group of people, you know, really excellent group of people, you know. So
hold on, Cheyenne.
They deserve the truth. Please don't deceive them. That's my audience there. I love you guys. We love you guys, but they deserve the truth. You guys deserve the truth, the holy truth. And he's going to present that other half, or else.
Okay, y'all don't realize, everybody out there, if you're watching, we got some.
I do what I must.
We are definitely. Look, everybody, make sure you tune in every Tuesday, okay? I want everybody, titties is out. Get your tequila out. We are doing this. We are getting big. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank you, everybody. If you're out there tuning in, make sure you find us on Facebook. Find the Ringside group. Go to www.ringsidedebate.com. And I will see you Mickey will see you. Cheyenne will see you next week. All right, y'all.
Tuesday, come on, you shake your ass, bro.
Wait a minute.